Alright guys, today when we were talking about our multi-step percent problems, we talked about percent increase and percent decrease. So what is percent increase? The percent increase between two values is the difference between the final value and the original value, and we express it as a percent. Okay, so it's just like maybe we were at the store last week and we saw that a shirt cost $10. When we went back this week, it cost $12. So we could calculate the percent that that price went up. Okay, so that's a percent increase. A percent decrease is the opposite. We're looking for a percent that is changed, but it's gone down, so it's lost value. Okay, so how to calculate your percent increase and your percent decrease? First, identify whether it is an increase or if it's a decrease, because sometimes you'll have to attach increase or decrease to your answer. So you might have to say it's a 20% increase, it's a 20% decrease. Or your answer might be in the form of a positive symbol and a negative symbol. Obviously, positive would be that it is a percent increase, and a negative symbol would be that it is a percent decrease. So identify whether it's a percent increase or decrease, and then set up a proportion, okay? So we would have the absolute value of the new amount minus the original amount over your original amount, and set that equal to a percent over 100. Now, again, the reason that these are in absolute value bars is because we want our answer to be positive. So sometimes the new amount, in the case of a percent decrease, will be lower than that of the original amount, and you would get a negative answer here, but we want the absolute value of it. So we're really just looking for the difference between the two amounts over the original amount. Okay, so let's take a look at an example. It says, in 1 year, Braden's height went from 60 inches to 63 inches. What is the percent increase in Braden's height? Well, we can tell that he went from 60 to 63, so it's a percent increase. Also, the question tells us it's a percent increase. Okay, so to calculate that percent increase, we're going to set up a proportion, and we're going to set it up. And again, this is going to be part of our work. The new minus the original over the original, and we're going to set that equal to a percent over 100. The reason we're going to write this is because, number one, it shows the calculations that we did to set up a proportion, and also it's going to help us remember how to calculate percent increase and percent decrease when we're on a quiz or we're on a test and we can't look at our notes. So after we write our percent proportion, we're then going to set up a proportion based on these amounts. Okay, so his original height is what's going to go down here, and his original height was 60 inches. We know that this spot's always going to be 100 because percent is always out of 100. Then we're going to put a question mark in our percent spot because we don't know the percent increase yet. That's what we're calculating. Now, the difference between the original height and his new height is 63 minus 60, okay? So the difference is 3 inches. So now we're going to cross multiply and divide. 3 times 100 is 100. We're going to divide out the 60, and we get that it's a 5% increase in his height. Okay? All right, let's take a look at example 2. It says Tara purchased a pair of AirPods when they were first released for $150. 6 months later, the same AirPods were selling for $120. What was the percent decrease in the new price? So let's set up our proportion. We have the new minus the original over the original, and we're going to set it equal to a percent over 100. Set up our pieces that we know. We know that the original price of the AirPods was $150. We know that this spot right here is always going to be a 100 because percent is always out of 100. Our percent spot in this example is going to be our question mark because we don't know the percent decrease. And then we're going to find the difference. The difference between the new price and the original price. The new price is 120. The original price was 150. So the difference is a negative 30. But remember, we've got those absolute value bars, so it's just the difference is a $30. So now we're going to cross multiply. We have 30 times 100, and we get 3,000. We're going to divide out our 150, and we get that it was a 20% decrease.